night. Time to get your nerd on. We got Mr. Know-It-All, the SaltyTrekker and Danny Dork Night. Are y'all ready? Aight, here we go. If you're looking for me, you know where to find me. Cause tonight is going down. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. It's on tonight. Y'all know what it is. It's Friday night. Time to get your nerd on. We got Mr. Know-It-All, the SaltyTrekker and Danny Dork Night. Are y'all ready? Aight, here we go. If you're looking for me, you know where to find me. Cause tonight is going down. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on. Driving beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Get out of here. I'm not playing that thing. It's literally, shit was not supposed to go off like that. It's all good. Hey, everybody, welcome to Nerd Fights. What's
So
up?
on the Nerdfights channel, it's not going.
I don't know. This whole thing was really weird today. I'm like, what is happening? The whole thing should be
Oh,
working.
except that, no, okay, so it's in there twice now.
See, I was worried that might happen. I was worried that might happen. That's okay. Screw it. Whatever. Someone will find us. I don't know. Let's see. Alex Bogey says, just check it in. Have you done Andor season yet?
Sorry, we only
I feel like
review
he's a little
good
late.
stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Penny, what's going on, everybody? Okay, welcome to Nerd Fights. Those of you who caught it, we just I tried to have some new music, whatever. And I cannot promise if Danny's going to be on tonight or not. I'd love him to be. He knows that. Hey, what's up, Godson? Good to see you, sir. Alex Bogey, season 2. Yes, we did season 2. We reviewed season 2 all the way through.
You know what, Alex? We reviewed Andor season 2 when Andor season 2 was relevant.
True story. Thomas Potts asks, who is Wonder Man? Wonder Man is a actor / superhero from the original West Coast Avengers, which ever since they introduced She-Hulk, the theory has been that they are looking to introduce or do the West Coast Avengers, which I think would be amazing for them to do the West Coast Avengers.
They should, because, and they were led originally by Hawkeye, actually.
Yes, that's right. They were.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing a West Coast Avengers. As far as Wonder Man, you know what? I really never gave a crap about Wonder Man, just being honest about it. My favorite thing that Wonder Man ever did in all of comics is a what if.
Okay.
And in that what if, it was this one thing, this one issue of what if, it was all comedic. And so like each page was a different what if, and it was just like a quick one-shot gag about it.
Yeah.
And so it said, what if Wonder Man was a woman, and what if Power Man was a girl? And so you see the top of 2 heads and you see the bottom of 2 feet, and there's this huge letter covers the rest of the panel that said, "Dear sirs, we are advising you to not publish this as it could lead to certain legal ramifications. Your distinguished competition."
Oh, yay! I love those. Robert Rose Jr. says, hello tonight. SaltyTrekker, Mr. Know-It-All, just watching Minority Report now. That would be a good Nerd Fights. It really would. Minority Reports.
We can fight about it. You know, actually, it's kind of funny. I'm wondering how similar Minority Report is going to be with that Chris Pratt movie that I saw the trailer for.
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. My question is, when did they do Mercy? Because Mercy feels like a COVID.
It feels like a COVID project.
But it feels like a COVID project that's done right. Like, can you imagine if the War of the Worlds movie had even remotely had this level of thought behind it? You can get, have him interacting with somebody, whatever, like anything, but they don't ever go that far and do that. Sirsta says, I can finally catch the stream. Hope all is good. Thank you, sir. Michael's going to be Mr. Know-It-All's maid for $1 million. No offense. I would be anyone's maid for $1 million.
Yeah,
I'll be your maid.
I will
for $1
bring
million.
my disabled butt to your house and just kick things around my cane for $1 million.
Yeah, no, for real.
No problem.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking for it. All I see is the trailer for Andor season 2. No, man, you gotta go to Nerdfights and we talk about it.
First of all, Alex, you know why nobody cares about Andor? So just
what? Andor's arguably the most important and relevant Star Trek thing that's come out in a decade.
Star Trek,
Star Wars. Ugh, bloody hell. Star Wars. Whatever. And yes, Mercy. I definitely want to see unless you're asking for Mercy, in which case that's not me. But no, I love. I think Mercy looks super exciting. We saw the trailer in the theaters tonight when we were there watching.
Yeah, so do we.
TRON. I love.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting flick. The idea.
Yes, it does look like Thomas Potts says Ben Kingsley's going to be in the Wonder Man movie, and I agree with you. Yes, he is.
I haven't seen the Wonder Man trailer yet, so I don't know anything about it. If Ben Kingsley is in it, great. And I know some people.
Godson says, I don't know if I'm going to watch the Tron. That's how I heard that sentence. I don't think it's Godson's voice. That's just how I heard this sentence. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Tron.
Yeah.
You sound like when my grandfather used to be like, Johnny, I like watching the YouTubes. And I would be like, the YouTubes. I was like, okay, I guess.
Is that like the Jewish YouTube? Or?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, that's not problematic at all. Riley Biggs asked a very important question. So we're going to talk about how good this movie looked and how good the acting was and save how boring the story was until later. I don't need to save how boring the story was. I loved the story. I actually was very into this whole thing. I thought the movie overall as an experience did a fantastic job. I told my wife, this is the first time I've seen a sequel that said, you know what? Yes, there's all the stuff of the franchise, but we're going to actually tell you a new story. And I thought this was an amazing new story. I don't know how ready you are to dive right in, but I'm telling you right now, I love me some.
Because I do not want to comment on any more of Alex Bogey's drooling over Andor.
Hold on. Alex is my buddy. Andor is Star Wars catching up to Mad Men level storytelling and Game of Thrones level effects. Alex, you're behind, but I agree with you, sir. Kudos. Points. I'm
sorry, but you know what? You know what? Actually, kind of.
Hold on, sorry. Stay with me. They're going fast and furious, sir. No. Stay with me. Mama's watching her Trons. Phoenix, you kill me, bro. I love you. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's awesome.
So
go ahead. I'm sorry. You were going to say, boss. You were going to say.
You know, it's funny because since we mentioned some of the trailers, now I saw I'm sure you did too. The Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. On the big screen for the first time. I've seen it on YouTube.
I finally saw it.
And I will say
it still looks like a big giant commercial for the show.
Yeah, well, that's the sad thing. And this is part of I think this is part of the problem with Disney Disney Plus and some of the other streaming services putting so much behind these streaming shows is that you look at a Mandalorian feature film and then you look at the Mandalorian series, and you don't see an appreciable difference aside from one's a movie and one's a show.
So is that? And here's my question. I'm gonna ask this to the chat too. When it comes to Mandalorian, I know y'all are like, we're gonna talk about Tron. We are gonna talk about Tron. You know how this thing works. So my question is that because A, the Mandalorian movie looks that bad, or B, the Mandalorian series was made looking that good?
Or
I'm not talking about bad episodes or bad seasons, things people didn't like. I'm in general.
The second one was C,
or D, or a little L, or the 3 little Roman numerals with a period. Whatever. Go on.
Okay, so or option beta.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that it's neither. I think that the problem is that, and this is where I was getting to, Disney Plus shows as well as other shows on streaming are over budgeted.
Okay, yes and no. They are. First off, they absolutely are over budgeted. That's a yes. That's a hard yes.
Yeah.
But the reason they're over budgeted is because they are trying to. Somebody sold Hollywood on the notion that if you make when you film a movie, you normally film twice as much material as you need. Well, what if you just didn't do that and instead filled that time and just said, okay, we're going to tell a 5-hour, 6-hour movie diced up into 8 episodes or whatever. and someone sold them this bag of bill of goods that says that's a good idea, which it's not.
You know, I've only seen one episode of it, but I have to agree with Thomas 100% on this.
So can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Gonzo would probably agree with you. I don't know if he thinks it's 100%. So just so everyone's aware, guys know who I've been crapping on Rings of Power because I just don't. Nothing about it appeals to me, and I stopped watching. But Gonzo called me up and he goes, "Bro, I hated Rings of Power. I had a hard time getting through season 1, but then it's season 2. They've started getting me." And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm finding myself interested more in the story and the narrative and stuff." And I was like, "Okay." So like, understand something. I don't know that I'm willing to invest time for something to eventually find its feet, even though that's arguably most TV shows when we were coming up. Because anybody who remembers anything, Seinfeld was doing terrible in the ratings. Its first and second season. It wasn't until third season it got its stride. I would argue that's the same thing with Star Trek. Next Generation. The Expanse, I've heard that about. So what I've heard about The Expanse is that the first season or so, it was kind of listless, and until it finally found its course.
Well,
it's
not even the problem is that the first 2 seasons of The Expanse is all set up for what happens later. You have to have that setup, but it is a long process to get through. But once you get through it, you don't regret having seen the setup. You need it. You absolutely need it.
Sure.
You know,
that's fair. That's fair.
But
Thomas Plot says nothing with Baby Yoda is bad.
That's hard to argue with because that scene with Sigourney Weaver and Baby Yoda was.
All I know is at the very end when you hear the little dude, the new alien they've introduced since the new sequel.
Yeah.
How he goes, "Good baby," and I'm like, "Oh my!" And both me and Mrs. Know-It-All died laughing the minute we heard that.
So yeah, I tend to agree. Baby Yoda can do no wrong.
Phoenix Gundam says at least Star Wars isn't doing the 20 simultaneous timelines that Trek is doing with all their newer shows next year.
What all their newer shows? You're talking about?
We got Starfleet Academy and season 4 Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, but that's all shows.
I know.
I mean, I look. I'm with
Godson says I'm going to laugh when Michael and Mr. Know-It-All get married. You know what, Godson? So would we.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Rings of Power is out.
Yeah,
apparently,
did you know that?
Apparently it's good, and like I said, Gonzo is enjoying it, and I'm debating to just watch someone's "Here's what happened in season 1" and then jump into the good. I'm like, if I can jump into the good stuff in season 2, I'm just gonna go there because clearly nothing major happened in season 1 that mattered. Right. Like seriously.
But so back to the actual talking about the trailers from the movie that we're talking about today.
Hang on. Trustin says, not sure if this will make sense. I don't like my TV shows looking like a movie. I find it tiring. I could just be nuts. It's fair.
No, I don't think you're wrong, Trustin, because I think that like if you look at not just, everybody knows I'm a fanboy for the original Star Trek series, but you look at all the Berman era Trek shows as well, and they didn't rely on massive scores and massive visual effects and stuff to sell their product. It was all about getting to know the characters.
I think I don't believe this. This is a lie. I don't believe this one bit. This is bait. This is him trying to get us to start talking about Tron. And then Alex is like, "Oh, now I got them to do the thing I wanted them to do." Yes.
Yeah, well, whatever. I that's why I think,
Alex Kingdom of Vinland coming in with the hot take. I'd like a Trek show set in the Kelvin timeline. You know what?
I would not.
So does nobody else because that's it. Reasons.
It's like, they say, "Ooh, there might be a Star Trek 4," and the collective internet said nothing. So nobody cares. No, nobody cares about the Kelvin timeline. I mean,
Betty says, "Danny, Jason, Mike, stop, fight, make some new ones." I love you, Penny. She's the best.
So yeah, the
Phoenix Gundam says, "You could say with The Expanse it was a long road getting from there to here." You're fired, sir. Yes, show yourself out. Oh,
and Sirstra,
you sucked me in, bro.
Here's the thing about your comment. Not only did the old shows were they more captivating on lower budgets, but each season was more than twice as many episodes on that lower budget.
Well, you have to remember, lower budgets, everybody knows this. This is literally something we all know, makes you be more creative.
Right.
And you tend to get better results, at least in terms of the quality and storytelling. Then just because you throw a ton of money at stuff, that just means that, you know what? Oh, my transporter looks legit. I don't know what that means. Like, who cares? You know, give us solid. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of that. Like, people are like, I'm sorry, I don't care. People say, I thought this Tron I loved. I thought it was very good. I thought it did the job it established very quickly where all the other people are, so we're not persona non grata. We know almost out the gate where Flynn is. We know that, as in, like, he's gone. We know his character won't be here.
Right.
We know they really quickly, it's partially expo dump, but the way they do it is very interesting. So they let you know.
Where we see it from the perspective of the grid, you mean?
Correct. And I loved that. Yeah. Did you think any of that was AI? What?
I could follow it, so you know it was okay to read.
Mrs. Know-It-All said she could follow it, so it's a good. Yeah, it was easy to follow. She gives herself no credit. But no, I'm with you. Like, what? Like, I thought some of that was AI. I don't know why. It just looked.
I don't think it was AI as much as it was just heavily filtered. I think they just got the actors to sit in front of a green screen and put a bunch of Snapchat filters on them. You know, that honestly, that's because I think it was too. It looked too human to be AI.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I did like I don't know why people. I've seen a lot of criticisms of Jared Leto's performance. I don't have any problem with any choice he made in this. I feel like he looked and sounded like a program.
Okay, but I got to say one more thing about the trailers before you get deep into the movie.
Go for it.
And that is, this is the ultimate irony to me of anything that I can think of from recent times, and that is that we saw. And this is
yes, King Sport. We're talking about Ares. We're talking Tron Ares.
Yes, but before the movie we saw, and I'm sure you saw it too, because you saw a bunch of trailers that had to do with Disney properties.
Yeah,
and we saw a trailer.
Danny's here.
Hey, we saw a trailer for Avatar: Ass on Fire. I'm sorry, Fire and Ass. No, wait, Flame.
I think that's the wrong movie.
Yeah,
I think you saw the wrong theater. Okay, that sounds like something you'd see in Danny's part of town, over in Vegas. That's the show.
Yeah, that's what Danny saw. It's Avatar.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Hey, buddy.
But
Danny's like, anyway. I just got here. Why you busting my balls?
But with the new Avatar movie, right? And we see the trailer for that. And this is an Avatar is made by the brilliant god of film, James Cameron, who has reinvented 3D technology 17 times over and is the greatest filmmaker of all time. And we see, and by the way, we saw Tron in 3D, as I know you did as well.
The man is money. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. So we see it in Preparation H will be the next Avatar movie.
Avatar preparation. Good job. Good job.
That'll be their new plan. Like the humans will get. We're going to use Preparation H. But anyway, so when we see this Avatar trailer, we finally see what Avatar 3 is going to look like in 3D, because this is a 3D trailer put before.
It actually looks kind of cool. I liked it.
No, but here's the thing, though. Then we saw, oh gosh, what was it? It was another movie in 3D. Predator, the upcoming Predator movie. They showed that trailer in 3D as well.
Yes.
And cool. The Predator 3D looked better than the Avatar 3D.
Hey, Dark Knight says hi to his mother, and he also says, Salty, that hair is glorious.
Well, thank you. There's one.
He's been going full Klingon. I told him you never go full Klingon, but he's gone full Klingon.
There's only one other person that calls my hair glorious, and that's this girl that works at the Kentucky Fried Chicken drive-thru that I see every once in a while. So every time I go to, she's like, it's the guy with the glorious hair. Yes, she just.
What kind of tea is this?
But anyway, so the. When is Cameron making? Yeah, well, he's making 3 sequels to Titanic. They're all and they're all going to be shot back to back, and they're going to be the biggest budget movies of all time.
And the last one is going to be about the CEO submarine.
Yeah,
it's going to be part of the trilogy.
Yes. So, so we see this there's this
Alex
Avatar-
Bogey coming in with the super chat for $4.99. Before you talk about a film I haven't seen, and/or special effects were movie-like, and the effect was that it was so fulfilled. I was so fulfilled, I couldn't binge. Bro, I feel you on that. Thank you very much, by the way. The channel appreciates you. Salty appreciates you, even if he doesn't say it. And
no.
his love for Andor leaves him speechless. So
No,
thank you
I'm
very
not
much.
speechless at all. I can say that.
Okay, so like you're saying, but moving on. What we're saying? All right,
Everything you said in that super chat was wrong. We're all
Oh.
dumber for having heard it. You get no points.
No.
So, but I
love
think
you,
it's
Alex.
really funny that we see this Avatar trailer. It's going to finally show us the 3D of this upcoming movie, and then the 3D of two much lower budget properties, namely the Predator film and Tron. The 3D was better. Clearly,
I feel like the Predator film is probably the better example, only because it's perfunctory 3D. I guarantee you that movie was not made with 3D in mind.
right.
Whereas
It was obviously
both
converted.
the other two were made for 3D.
Right.
And I agree with you 100%. That trailer looked so much better. I was like, that's amazing.
I was
It looks
actually
so good.
really impressed by the Predator trailer. I got to say, I'm looking forward to it more now. So I think the Carpathia deserves a movie. I imagine it would be a race against time kind of film.
There you go.
But okay, not sure what you're talking about.
It's all good, man. Phoenix Gundam says there was a YouTube essay that said most sci-fi directors would have been better, but everyone waited for Lucas to make new Star Wars films with mind-blowing effects tech. Sadly, Lucas retired halfway through. Awesome.
Well, so I just now we'll talk about Tron for a minute. So you were just saying how much you love Tron.
I do. I loved it. I thought it was great. I went in super skeptical because I was like all about Legacy, and then when I left Legacy, while I enjoyed the movie, I did. I left going that something's not. It felt weird, and for me, it was obviously the Uncanny Valley. It was that whole thing. But yeah, man. Like even if now I'm like Disney, just redo that. Just redo the effects on Flynn. That's it. Redo them. Guys on the internet have redone them. Give us that version, and if you want, put it in theaters. I'm surprised they didn't do that to me.
And it wasn't even Flynn; it was Clue.
That's what I meant. Yeah, but the younger version of the.
Well, they did have the younger Flynn at the beginning of the movie, just like they did at the beginning of this movie. And they need to make a movie about the Californian, says Alex with a super chat.
That's right, Alex. 29 super chat. They need to make a movie about the Californian. Dare I ask?
I don't think you should.
I don't know, Alex. I think maybe. Oh, he's leaving. Goodbye. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I was going to milk him for more. Shoot, let's talk, man. I'll let Alex talk his head off. We'll make this.
Yeah,
we'll make this the Alex Pokey show. If you just.
I won't. I'll tell you what. I'll leave. You could have Alex on with you. How's that?
You I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I know Danny was in. I don't know if you're still around, Danny, but tell me if you're home.
I love the fact. Hold on, real quick. I love the fact that while you're talking to the man, you get off mic like you're looking for him to talk to him. I'm like,
I was looking for because he's doing like this
internet.
call.
He'll hear you if you talk into this thing.
Yeah. Shut up.
You got to talk into that.
Anyway, so Danny, if you can hear me and you're at home, let us know and we'll send you the link.
Oh, bro,
so you can,
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, come on.
But anyway, so all right, so
okay.
So what's your hot take on this movie? So
I think it's good. He's at work, sad face. No,
Yeah.
I hear you, bro. I think it's good. I think Tron is very good. I was so surprised. I was worried. I was very worried. But because I heard all the negatives, I heard all the idiots who are like, girl boss, dude. The CEO chick is not a girl boss. She's the effing CEO who's recovering from her sister. Now, they did a lot of shorthand, and I'm fine. I get it. Because you can't, like, you had to essentially.
I had a little bit of a problem with her.
And then, okay, go ahead, go for it.
It's not that I didn't think she was a girl boss. I didn't have, I know people, I understand, like, man, I happened to glance, and of course, I know that you'll find this shocking, but apparently Critical Drinker says that that this movie is terrible. I haven't watched his review of it yet, but
he's so silly.
Yeah,
he's so silly.
But and here's the stupid thing: he loved Wicked, and he's probably going to give Wicked Part 2 a good review, even though that is like girl boss woke city all the way through. you know.
Agreed.
But he'll say that this movie is crap. This movie is not woke girl boss stuff because
I
guess
love this
what?
thumbnail, by the way. I love his thumbnail. This
Yeah,
guy,
that
this
is a great
Smoke
thumbnail.
007. Good job,
Uh,
sir.
but but in this movie, to put aside the girl boss stuff, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
is she's the CEO of the corporation? Yes, he is. But guess what? Who's the main action hero? Ares.
Yep.
Who's the main intellectual hero? Flynn.
Yep.
So she is not all that, and she's not making the guys incompetent just so that she looks better.
Fair
She
enough.
she has one very important thing that she does in the movie, and that of course triggers the whole MacGuffin chase through the movie, which we'll get
Speaking
into.
of trigger, geez, are you okay? You're getting
Well,
really
no, but it bothers me that people get worked up because they'll say, "Oh, well, I was even talking to my wife about this right when we got out." I said, "I guarantee you, there are going to people saying that this is like this horrible woke movie because there are not enough white men in it." And it's like, you know what? First of all, Ares. Spoiler alert: Ares does a big flip and is actually the hero, not the villain.
Hang on. Alex
Well,
Boogie with a $9.99 super chat. California was the ship that failed to rescue Titanic. Despite being 20 minutes away, their operator was told to shut up so Titanic's passengers could send their private correspondence despite the iceberg. It's rough, man. I think you're absolutely right. That should be the second movie, and then the third one would be the one about the CEO submarine.
No, that one you won't do.
He said this before saying goodbye.
That's
fair. That's fair. Okay,
I like the way that he actually put in a super chat and then put in a comment about his super chat saying that he did that before he left.
Because he left.
Yeah, but he left. Hold on, let's see. He left 4 minutes ago, and
Yeah,
he
exactly.
did that 39 seconds ago.
Alex loves us. Shut up. We're his friends.
Alex is living in an alternate timeline. Like
Whatever, man. Alex, we love you, buddy.
He's in the triple timeline.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, totally.
But so anyway, I was talking to my wife about it because the CEO is Asian. You have the other, the other dude is like he looked like he was Arabic or something. And,
what's funny is I'm more concerned with the age of these two.
I know, they're so young.
Like I'm more concerned about that than I am about necessarily her being Asian or whatever.
But and the thing is, yes, was it a diverse cast? Sure,
Me too. Leto did a good job in the film. Yes, he did. I hope he teams up with Sam Flynn. So do I. That's what you do. The third movie, you come up with a new, however you're going to do whatever villain you're going to do. Which clearly they're setting up Sark. For spoilers, that's what the big giant spoiler alert way over there in the corner above Salty is for. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about
Sark at the very end, yes.
Or at the very least, the
new incarnation of Sark, because it's not Sark died a long time ago, but
that actor's gone. But still, it's
not just the actor, but that character died in the first.
He was the Earth ambassador on Star Trek V.
David Warner, yes.
Yeah, but what's that planet they were on? The planet of
the kind of intergalactic police, Nimbus 3.
Nimbus 3. Here we go. Yeah. Sorry, I love that actor. He also played a scientist in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jeff Bridges
I would always get
old,
him
by the way, Potts. He said, I agree with him. So it actually absolutely. Bradley Briggs. Someone makes some tech, then someone else makes some better tech, then they fight over it. I mean, yeah, that's how these movies go.
Yeah.
But anyway, I will tell you this movie kept me 100% engaged the entire time.
It did to me too, but okay, here's where I have a problem. As far as the CEO character. She came out of nowhere. Both her and her sister, even though her sister dies off screen, they come out of nowhere. There's no explanation to why they're there, and there's no connection to previous films. Now, how could you resolve me, I always put on my writer's cap when I start thinking about it. So, assuming that she's the character you want, how do you kind of manipulate things a little bit to fix? Very simple, in fact.
Okay.
So you make it so that she was Sam Flynn's wife, and Sam Flynn died instead of her sister. Problem solved. Now she has
to kill Sam.
Because he's obviously not coming.
Kill Sam?
If he were available, or he wanted to be in it, or they wanted him to be in it, then he would have been.
I think they wanted to give that old movie a breather in terms of this hard connection, and they were like, how do we come up with a story that, while still tangentially lives in the universe, is original enough that it won't be connected to any of the drama from the last movie.
You see, but I think that was a mistake because for
Okay,
me,
that's fair.
my
That's a fair.
biggest, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say I disliked the movie, but
No,
I
I got
think one of the biggest drawbacks to me is that there was no direct connective tissue to Legacy. There was a lot
sure.
of really good connective tissue to the original Tron. And in fact, so much that, I mean, it was like this, just I'm sorry, fans of Picard season 3. This is how you do callbacks. Is like when we go into Flynn's original computer, and we see the
That's
Tron.
the greatest moment ever.
Yeah, and we see the
Bro.
Tron. And in fact, as soon as she said this is Flynn's original computer, I nudged my wife and said, "We're going to see the original Tron universe."
That's what I did too. I told Mrs.
Yeah.
Odo the same thing.
And-
I was like, oh my god, they're going to show us it's going to be the original grid.
Yeah.
In that, and sure enough,
and even the hole in the wall that was created by the light cycle crash
I know.
from the original movie is still there.
I just saw this movie recent for this review and stuff. I just watched it this week, and the original Tron. And so I told her, I said, that's from when he busted out in the original movie. This is it. Oh yeah, and I love the fact that if you look closely, Ares is all like old school scratchy,
Yeah, he's
like
flickering and stuff. And,
yeah,
and
it was so good.
they filmed it in the same way that they filmed it because
I think they
that's why
absolutely
their
had
faces
to.
look all pasty and everything.
Yeah,
So,
dude, it's
yeah.
great with reflective stuff, and I think
Yeah.
his lights may have been actual lights. But I told my wife, I said I would have not preferred, but I thought it would have been cool if he would have showed up in a version of his outfit that would have been reminiscent of the old ones. But then I was like, that might have been that's a little too metatextual. But still, I still like what they did. I love what they did.
Right.
And I can forgive. I told her, I said, I wish they would have just done like almost like making up. If you're not going to de-age and fix the old Flynn Clue stuff, make this version the old Clue. Make him the old Clue, and and you can even be like, but why do you look so old? Like, why would a program be? He's like, we get old, this and that. Base him on remember, because there wasn't a Clue originally. Do you remember in the original Tron?
Yeah, there was no Clue. There was just Flynn.
There was. He gets killed very quickly. He's in the tank, and that's when he's right, because Flynn was his user, and so he was running around doing stuff. And I think that's who you should have made this Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I forgot. The Clue in Legacy was basically that program brought back.
Right. Yeah, and Legacy he did it again. He copied himself again, but it with a different, in a bad way. I don't know.
Yeah. But I love that's how you do a callback, because it fit organically in the story. It wasn't you literally just panning the camera across a bunch of member berries.
Agreed. No, I agree. They did such a great job. I told my wife, I said they paid homage to this was the nostalgia movie that I'm down for, and it did a wonderful job. I feel like it left us a wide open door, and I'm not just talking about the Sark thing, but in general. By the way, the minute he was doing the program thing, I saw where it said Sark.pip, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get something."
Well, not only that, but did you notice he's entering on the same computer that Dillinger used?
Yes. Oh my gosh!
So,
I love it so much.
So we're gonna get the Evan Peters MCP in the next one, I think. Boy, I never would have saw Evan Peters as a bad guy.
I dug it with the tattoos, and he eventually starts to look more and more harrowed. You know who I thought was wasted completely? What's her face? Scully. Like, she was the actress who played.
Yeah, they just
played his mom. I was like, what? She's kind of a waste of her.
She was the right age. She was enough
notoriety, I guess.
Did
you recognize? By the way, did you recognize Athena?
It's been bugging me, but no.
She was the head of the lesbian space witches.
Oh, was she? Oh, okay. Well, she looked way better in this.
Up for this. Yeah, she buffed up for this, and which I thought it was hilarious that somehow, for some crazy reason, the computer program decided to make her blonde. And I'm like, are we going for Demolition Man? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Was she like?
I don't know, but
female
I'm just
Demolition
saying
Man?
that, you know, if I
She
had
was
to
a
be
total badass, though. She looked
if
great.
I had to be tortured in a computer world, please let it be her.
I knew it. I knew you'd say that. I know that. That's what your wife should cosplay as next time. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny because I was telling my wife, so you know, when of course, because we know this is going to happen when they do my life story as a feature film as a biopic, that you know they got the casting already. You know, Jared Leto and her what can play me and Bridget. So
nice. That's great.
You know,
I love it. What did okay. I don't want to fillet the movie anymore. What were some things that did not work for you?
well, aside from the lack of a backstory for the sisters,
Right.
and the lack of connective tissue to legacy.
I mean,
Other than that, honestly, I think that
how much more backstory do you need? They had his office, they had the original laser, they had the arcade.
No, that's all going back to the original Tron, not legacy.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had great connective tissue back to Tron. They did not have any connective tissue to legacy except for in passing.
Right.
And so I wanted more. And don't get me wrong, I really appreciated the strong connective tissue to Tron. I just wish there was more. Because the funny thing is that listening to other critics before I saw this,
Sure.
One thing I was expecting was connective tissue between all three films because people were saying
Me too.
But I was also expecting the story.
Gillian Anderson. Her name is Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I was also expecting the story to really suck. I think the reason that you and I thought the story was good and most of the critics thought the story sucked is because these are people that weren't fans of the original Tron.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I'll go with that.
Because,
I'm willing to concede that. I don't think that I'm objective when it comes to thinking this movie's good.
Well, I'm not saying. Look, I'm not saying that this is like Academy Award winning stuff, except for maybe visual effects.
For sure.
And soundtrack. We'll get into the soundtrack because 9 Inch Nails banged it out of the park. That was freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh, it really did.
And in fact,
how about when they went to the original grid? And the music sounded like the original music.
Yes.
It was much more 80s keys and synthesizer.
And I will tell you, so here's something that a little bit of personal bias where I can't not like this movie, even if I didn't like this movie. I literally just can't, is because me and Bridget has seen Depeche Mode in concert 3 times. I've gone twice with her. And so, Depeche Mode is like my favorite band of all time. So, the fact that Aries loves Depeche Mode,
come on, Stan. You know you're going to go back and watch it anyway. You may as well. You're more, dude. Welcome. By the way, you do need to go back and watch from the beginning when you get a chance because I introduced a new song. And everybody who wasn't here at the very, very beginning, if nothing else, just go back long enough to listen to that song because it's got Danny mentioned in it. And everything.
Sucks.
Cool.
That's not
Eventually, I'm in the middle of making a new intro, but that song, we're totally worth rewatching the show. Go on.
What did Mrs. Salty think of the Jesus horror movie trailer? I don't know.
We haven't watched it either, but go ahead.
Oh, we did. We watched it after Thomas mentioned it to me the other day. I thought that, okay, number one, I don't think it's a Jesus horror movie. I think that it is simply.
Are they giving us zombie Jesus? Because that's just wrong.
No. It's actually not a bad concept. This is a movie that's called The Carpenter's Son, where Nicolas Cage is playing Joseph. He's not playing Jesus. He's playing Joseph. And Jesus in this movie is somewhere around the 12-year-old mark, like when we see him in the one part of the Bible where he's 12, where he's at the temple.
When they go there for the thing.
So, and Jesus, as a 12-year-old, is confronted by this girl who's about Jesus's age, who's clearly the devil. And it's basically dealing with Joseph's stress.
Is that why it's a girl?
Yeah, but it's basically dealing with the Nicolas Cage is the star, and it's dealing.
Yeah, did I catch that right? Nicolas Cage is
he's playing Joseph. Yeah, he's playing Jesus' dad,
the stepfather of Christ, so to speak.
Yes. And so think about this. If you were Jesus's stepfather and your son is playing with the devil, okay, go from there and you got a movie.
Yeah, true.
So it looks interesting. It may be blasphemous, it may not be. I'll have to wait till it comes out.
Hold on, let me get this right. A Jesus Christ horror movie
It's
may
not
be
I don't think,
blasphemous. Hold on, maybe that's how they're touting it.
Mhm.
Maybe blasphemous or maybe not. We don't know yet. I
Stay
feel
tuned.
like that's not. Yeah, I feel like that's not knowing yet. But like, I don't know.
Well, I'm
I'll let
keeping
you
an
know
open mind.
if I feel
I'm,
cursed.
I'm keeping an open mind for one main reason. This would be Nicolas Cage's third Christian-based movie.
Oh yeah, bro. Don't look at it that way though. He's making
And
money.
I understand that, but
That's like, and half of me is like, Nick, are you okay? Is
yeah,
your family okay?
that's the thing.
Because
This could
because
just be Nicolas
I'm not
Cage's.
making fun of anybody because when we made fun of Bruce Willis for doing all the crazy B movies, only to find out he has a degenerative illness and he's the man,
Yeah.
and he was trying to just stack it all up so his family could be taken care of. And I was like, you know what? I'm so sorry, Bruce Willis. Let me go watch all of those movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything.
Okay, so back to so since people are talking about Daft Punk and the so I will say
Yeah,
this.
he's not in this. They're not in this.
So first of all, let me say this. Up until today, I would have argued that Daft Punk was the best soundtrack in a movie ever. And I'm not talking about score. That's different than a soundtrack, right? Because a score is like John Williams or Horner or something like that. But as far as a sound using contemporary music in a movie, I would say that Daft Punk was the best in Tron Legacy until today. Nine Inch Nails was better because not only was Nine Inch Nails full on Nine Inch Nails, but it was not just a soundtrack.
What's going on here? Stan, already you throwing bombs? What you doing, man? What you doing?
Yeah,
Stop gaslighting, okay?
Yeah, because not only was Nine Inch Nails doing a great contemporary soundtrack like Daft Punk did, but it was a score as well.
No,
It was a genuine score.
It was a score that paid some serious respect to not only past sound, but like the time frame from those sounds. Like I just mentioned, when they went to the old grid, it would sound like the 80s.
And if you listen to the Nine Inch Nails tune, like listen to the theme song again, and you will hear elements of the Daft Punk music in it.
Yes, yeah, I got that. Those different notes.
Yeah, so, and yes, it was both of the Nine Inch Nails guys, not just Reznor.
I hate you so much. No, I do not hate Aries. I actually quite love it. And it has not been getting horrible reviews. It's getting horrible reviews from movie bombers.
From Critical Drinker at least hated it, which means no doubt that Nerdrotic hated it, and
What's funny is this: even though it had that one actress in it, I did not feel like she was girl bossing. She was an arm of the antagonist, but that's it. And I thought she did a wonderful job as the antagonist.
That's
like I thought Leto did a wonderful job. Like everybody did a great job in the roles they had. I thought they did really well.
And you also have to consider.
Hold on, let me see this right, Stanley. All the newspapers too. All what? 2 of them?
There are newspapers,
right? I'm like, come on, bro, stop it.
Hold on, let me see. Huh?
How many active printed newspapers exist in America today? Not counting your small town's rag.
So on the tomato meter, it's at a 56%,
which is
not great.
Okay.
Now it's interesting because the audience reviews at 86%.
Oh, of course, because we're real people. We love this nonsense. The critic, because here's the problem: all the critics are looking at it like it's like this is somehow high art, and I'm like, bro,
right.
I sat down and I was entertained every moment, every moment. I had no issue. They explained the things I wanted to have explained. They gave me, and then when they brought all the Tron stuff like to real life, it was done amazing. That little sky spaceshipy thingy never looked more aggressive and scary than when it was in the real world.
Right.
Like I'm like, holy crap! It was amazing the way they translated that stuff.
Yeah.
And to me, the biggest, honestly, if there's a question mark, if there's one thing I bumped into, it was the fact that Dillinger Systems and apparently Encom have been duking it out And I'm like, well, this is news.
Yeah, because I thought Dillinger went out of business in the first Tron movie. I mean, I'm trying to remember.
And lore enters the conversation. I have found that those who are classically trained, i.e., critics with degrees, are more critical of the works and sometimes don't just enjoy something for what it is.
Well, you're right.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here's the problem with someone that has any kind of real training in film and stuff is that it's not training as much as indoctrination. Because if you, and don't get me wrong,
this is the most asinine comment ever. I know he's gaslighting because he missed the beginning of the show, so he feels the need to do this. Tron Ares review. Even Gillian Anderson can't slap this mind-bendingly dull sci-fi into shape. Well, guess what? Gillian was in it for all of 2 minutes, and she never even got a lot of lines. So this whole assertion that not even she can help, whatever. Dude, she walks in, says, I'm so disappointed in you, and walks in later and is like, the board's getting rid of you. And then she gets stabbed. The end.
So bring up Laura's other
Those are her
comment,
scenes.
because I got to say something about this.
Go for it. It's a double-edged. Laura says it's a double-edged sword. You can appreciate something more sometimes because of your training, or you overanalyze.
Okay, so yes and no, because look, I analyze things to death, and you know this, Laura. I will tell you, no joke. I was sitting there thinking in my head, I was really annoyed at the fact that when Athena was riding her light cycle around the parking garage, why didn't she have her helmet on? Because they showed
it's the same reason why I turn the radio down when I want to see better.
Yeah, but
that's why she did it. She
right,
but
they also made a point. They also made a point in that same sequence when the Eve gets on the bike, is that just getting on the bike and putting it in gear puts the helmet on your head.
Right, I did notice that too, which means she slowed down to like barely a not a
right. But even if she slowed down, why would the helmet disappear unless you stop the bike? That doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. But I will tell you, so yes, I absolutely overanalyze things. However,
welcome to our audience. Robert Rose says, I disagree with SaltyTrekker. The Crow had a much better soundtrack and musical score. First off,
Robert,
I would argue it was very iconic. I'm not gonna say
you're talking about so you're talking about the Brandon Lee Crow. It had a great soundtrack and score. And I would actually say that in some ways, I would even call it the prototype that this movie perfected. Because unlike because if you look at The Crow, the fact that like Eric Draven's musings on the guitar was a very haunting part of the movie, but it didn't feel like you didn't have action sequences timed to Eric Draven's guitar, at least not very well.
Right.
But anyway, so yes, I was nitpicking stuff in my mind, but I was also appreciating like the fact that, okay, number one, this is a Tron movie. And so, and it's just like if I'm watching a Tron movie, a Star Trek movie, a Star Wars movie, any franchise film, first and foremost, it has to conform to that franchise. If it doesn't conform to the franchise, like something like, say, Andor, then to me,
then it only makes it better.
Yeah, according to some people.
It's like Andor, it only makes it better.
Yeah. And it's like, it's one thing for something to question things throughout the franchise. It's another to break it. And that's where I think.
I feel like, so going back, bringing this idea back to Tron, I like what I really enjoy. I did enjoy the visual effects. I feel like that should be a non-starter.
Visual effects were Academy Award worthy.
Right. You better be throwing visual effects in that are amazing. Yeah. And they did. I thought the soundtrack, again, second to none. I thought it was definitely right. It carried the baton that Legacy handed it and ran even faster. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Again, I think Academy Award worthy.
I didn't have a problem with the story, but I can understand if some people did. Like, I can see where the shortcomings might live. My thing was, I was expecting to bump into them harder, and I didn't. And I asked my wife the whole time. I kept leaning over, going, "This is really good." And maybe it's because I kept my expectations low because Legacy scared me so hard. Because I saw Legacy in theaters and walked out a little like, "Wait, what did I just see? I need to see it again to make sure."
And maybe part of it is because I've only seen the first trailer. And
really?
So I'm wondering, like, in later trailers, did they spoil the fact that Ares is the hero?
Um, yeah. I think you always knew he was the main focus character. I don't necessarily know if it was designated hero per se. Like they didn't in the trailers, not until the most recent trailer, they didn't imply that Dillinger Systems was fighting against NCOM people for anything.
Right.
You know,
We just knew that Ares was a part of it.
Laura,
But we didn't know that Ares was a Dillinger thing.
About your thoughts on film school, because I don't feel like it's indoctrination unless you mean from an aristocracy and pompous point of view. I think that's a fair.
I would say this, Laura. It's not necessarily. I don't have a problem with film school teaching you, for example, proper technique and how to frame a shot and all that. I have a problem with people saying if the shot's not framed this way, it is inherently bad.
Right.
And so there's a difference between those two things because, in fact, one thing that I learned when I was in art school is you have to learn the rules and master the rules in order to break the rules. And the problem is that if you learn the rules, but you don't master the rules and learn to break the rules, then you come out of it being a critic and you just say they didn't follow the rules, therefore bad.
I feel like I should feel attacked.
Well, yeah, like someone like you.
Exactly. No, you're good.
No, actually, I'm thinking about some of these online critics that and I'm not talking about you, of course, Laura. I know you better than that. But there are people.
Look, anybody who knows anything I've ever done, if you guys have watched any of my videos, you're going to all notice that I've started talking more critically because I am trying to go someplace in all of this and make a career out of doing this. So, like, I'm applying it actual critic organizations and stuff to try to get in at some point. So it's right now they're still on the big issue that most of them are having is that they don't see YouTube as a platform to be respected. They expect an outlet of some kind, not realize you can be your own outlet.
That being said, when I was at my AMC theater here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, you know how you walk down towards your theater and there's the posters for stuff? I saw a poster for an upcoming film and it said a Chris Stuckman film. So tell me again how YouTube is not legit.
I agree. Oh, I want to see that so much. And we had the same display. I told my wife, I said, I want to see that. And I don't like horror.
Yeah, but Chris Stuckman is a huge film fan who wanted to be a filmmaker, but he started doing YouTube, and that's how he basically, got to where now he can pay for a film.
Well, he also luckily he had a wonderful idea, a wonderful story, and it enticed Jason Blum and some of those, and then not Jason Blum, but they distributed it, but it enticed what's his name, who just got finished. Oh God Almighty, I can't. His name escapes me. The chat. What's his name? Who's the guy that produced Shelby Oaks? I don't mean Stuckman. Stuckman's the writer, director, creator guy. But anyways, yeah.
But okay, so
where else do people get movie reviews these days? Honestly, they do. They get them from the websites of a lot of those places. A lot of the old places and whatnot are still doing it. TV would be considered an outlet. If you have a dedicated website and that's what a lot of people do. That's why you notice all these new entertainment websites popping up. It's because all these people are looking for credentials. I've got a website. I just don't do anything with it right now.
I'm not sure what Laura's referring to here. There are people who will consider, for example, digital work to be blasphemous. Quentin Tarantino being one. That's one thing that Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez used to fight tooth and nail over the merits of even just filming on digital versus film.
Remember, here's my one argument and contention to Quentin Tarantino. 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later was the very first digitally shot movie. It was done on a 480 camera. That low quality because Soderbergh wanted to use the most cutting edge technology at the time. He was like, if this is where we're going, let's do it. Let's see what a movie looks like. Everything was and that movie, I feel like because of that aesthetic was better. You go to someone in a film school or something like that, or a critic who by today's standards would be judging that. And I'm like, this is art. This, you want to talk about filmmaking? This is the art of filmmaking.
Right.
This very talented director who could have anything he wants, technology, cameras, actors, he purposely is pushing the boundaries, if for nothing else, but to show people it can be done. And I think that's extraordinarily valuable.
And you know, Stan, I get Tarantino's perspective that he finds it magical that you can use basically what is equivalent to a snapshot camera, except you take 24 pictures a second, and suddenly you can create the illusion of motion and all that. And it's very cool. It's magical. Blah blah blah. However, you know, that doesn't change the fact that, you know, visual effects. You know what happens in a Tarantino film? They film it on film, then they digitize the film, then they do the visual effects, and then they scan it back to film. That's
Which I
just
feel
stupid.
like that many back and forths are not good for the finished product.
Right. And don't get me wrong, if you like shooting on film because you like the sound of a camera or whatever, fine, knock yourself out. But don't knock other people.
Agreed.
Because what really
I
matters
do
in
that.
film is the final product. And
Right.
like a movie like Tron, you could only make digitally. You know, could you imagine the nightmare of trying to, you know, film Tron on 32 millimeter film? You know, um, but and you're right, Laura. You know, all film is technically just still frames, even digital. I mean, even when you're watching, you know, if you're watching the highest end camera with the highest end monitor possible, you might be looking at, you know, 800-900 frames a second, but you're still just looking at frames per second. You know, in fact,
Yeah.
there's arguments to be made that that's even how the human eye works. So, you know,
Oh, that's the new thing they're trying to do is do frame rates the letter like you're the human eye in an effort to create a new type of 3D technology, something that allows you to be immersed simply because this thing looks that much more real, like you could reach out and touch it. That's how realistic that number of
right.
frames works. So
Which
yeah, but
to
so
me,
far
I
people have
mean,
just got dizzy.
generally speaking, I think 3D is a gimmick. I think 3D works in certain things like Tron. When I saw Tron
Sure,
Legacy, that was one of the few times that I really told people go see it in 3D.
sure.
Because of the fact that I don't know if you remember, but in Tron Legacy, all the real world stuff was 2D, and then when you went into the grid, it became 3D. And I thought that was
Really,
just brilliant.
that's smart.
Now,
Yeah,
this one was entirely 3D,
right.
um,
Start to finish.
but I can understand that because a lot of the action was in the real world this time. So, you
Right.
know, but as far as you know, whether you have to do digital or analog or any of that, I think that that's a stupid argument. What matters is, did you make a good movie?
Agreed.
And what, you know, is it?
Yeah, I agree
And
with
the
that.
thing is that for all the flash of a great movie, and actually Wizard of Oz is a great example because Wizard of Oz came out in the black and white era, and the thing that made it stand out, color.
Yeah,
You know,
agreed.
you know,
Agreed.
and
Which
so
funny, color made you able to notice more that there were sets.
yeah.
Whereas black and white, sort of you got lost and you're like, okay, sure, whatever. But now with color, you're like, oh my gosh, this is what a soundstage looks like.
Mhm.
Oh, here we
Um,
go. More related points out. Patrick H. Williams, that he's what I would call a classically trained critic that is pompous and thinks being educated is like the end all be all. Agreed. I
well,
enjoy his videos still, but agreed.
yeah. Well, and the thing about being, there's nothing wrong with
Oh
being
my god,
educated.
I love this so much. Have him on one side and the critical drinker on the other.
Oh, you know what? I almost said the F word right there and then when you. um, but yeah, so but you look at something like The Wizard of Oz. Audiences were used to black and white, and that's why, like, to most people that are still alive today, they don't remember an era where movies were exclusively in black and white, and so they
Right.
wouldn't get what an incredible shot that was when Dorothy opened the door and Oz is in color. You
Yeah, it
know,
was definitely it just explodes into real life and like
yeah,
wow, it's unreal how they did
and
it.
because that was something that that audience back in the 30s was not expecting to see.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they were expecting the entire movie
But
to be in
even
black and
then,
white.
but even then, Hollywood was doing clever things. That scene you're describing, it wasn't in black and white. They painted everything inside black and white, and she wore
Oh, inside the house, yes,
it was a stunt
but
double
just for
or a
that one
double.
shot.
Right. And that's what I mean. Like, how
Mhm,
creative is that as a
mhm,
solve? Somebody goes, well, how do we transition to it? We'll just have it cut. Like, no, but I want it to be more real. I want it to be
mhm.
immersive. And someone's like, well, what if we did this? And I'm
Yeah,
like, that is so genius. And to go, but here's and I'm not trying to be segue, but like to go from that to now this iteration of Tron, you sit here and it's magic. We're seeing magic happen.
Right.
Like realistically, we're seeing
It's
magic
just
happen.
magic today means new ways of doing things in computers primarily.
Exactly.
And some people think that's horrible, but I don't. I think that it's like anything else. It's a tool, and how you use it is more
Ervik,
important.
yeah, brother. Yeah, they surprised the audience with color in The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. In the original movie, the Wizard of Oz movie with Dorothy and the whole bit, the Judy Garland one, it's filmed in black and white, and then once the tornado sequence happens at the very end, when the house crashes, that's actually in color, but they did all the hiding jiggery pokery. So when she opens the door, the brilliance of the color transforming happens, and it's amazing. And what's great, they did the little Texas switch, the from behind it's a double, and then when she opens do it in black and white, and then when she opens it up, the real Judy Garland dressed up as Dorothy Gale walks out, and the all bright colors and stuff. But yeah, that was a huge move, and people were like, "Wow!" I mean, that changed everything. That would have been a $1 billion movie today in that scenario, like in something that amazing, that stark. Oh, people would have been like losing their minds. So yeah, man, it's good stuff.
But yeah, so I have no problem with the technology improving and all that to make movies look better. But the thing is, and the real meat and potatoes of the movie has got to be the story and the characters.
I
Um,
agree.
Otherwise, it's the tail that wags the dog, right? And so,
I believe this had that, because here's
yeah,
the thing: people are like, we don't know anything, we don't know this and that. That's your franchise mind. Back in the day, this is what movies were. You got the first act to set up, and we had to learn as much, and we had to learn to care about these characters through the scenarios they went through. And hopefully in that hour and a half because movies were closer to 90 minutes back then, 2 hours was like a long movie. You make those connections so the story makes sense. That's all that's happened here. And people are like freaking out. I don't understand what was that, bro. It's called character development, and they did a good job. They did a real good job, and they introduced all new characters. They introduced new elements that were very much patterned after the old. So I can make the jump to, oh, Dillinger, bad guy, got it. He started a company. Okay, cool. NCOM, same company we've been dealing with all this time. Okay, cool. They have a quick aside to say, by the way, Sam Flynn resigned for some unknown reason. Okay, good. They've now left a plot thread that another writer can pick up someday. You know what I mean? Like, they've really worked. I like what they were doing.
It's almost like people forget that Rogue One wasn't made before the original Star Wars.
Yes.
You know, because the original Star Wars, you had a couple of paragraphs to explain the whole setup of the universe involving the rebels and the Empire, and then you're just bam jumped in the middle of it. And so, that part of it I had no problem with. I did, like I said, I didn't like that the girls kind of came out of nowhere considering the franchise. I think it should have been Sam Flynn. I don't know what the reasoning behind the scenes was, but I already gave my explanation for how you could do it in universe. But I do want to give one thing about Laura's comment about AI.
Yeah, go. I'm sorry. I'll back up. Go for it.
Yeah, is that I would not compare the pushback against color, or even like in the 70s, it was surround sound was the big deal. Battlestar Galactica was the first surround sound movie. A lot of people don't know that, and which was basically the predecessor to like the Dolby sound systems that we have now. Which was there was surround sound, then became like, I can't remember what it was called for a little while, and then it became the THX system, and now the current top of the line is like that Dolby Digital. And surround sound was basically, it was a little more than quadraphonic sound, but it was something like that.
Hold on real quick. So Stan, he said, I heard the problem is that it just doesn't even feel like a sequel to the last movie, talking about
No, it feels like a sequel to the first movie.
It feels like, exactly. But but I'm okay with it. I feel like I'm okay with that. I feel like what it does is it sets up, there should be, I honestly, I think the next one should be either Cora or Sam or something, somehow this coming together of thoughts. And I think if you can come up with one more story to tell, I think you have a good opportunity here.
The only problem that you have with that, though, is then you run into a continuity issue.
Why?
How could Cora survive for more than 29 minutes?
No, she was an ISO. See, immediately when they talked about the DNA thing that was the permalink, I was immediately like,
You were thinking that was
oh,
from the
that's got to be ISO
said,
DNA, or it's got to be the basis
but
that
yeah,
ISO
you're not thinking digitally, my friend. That copy of Flynn never saw an ISO.
No, but the idea, but this could be what eventually in the new grid spawned the eventual evolution. So
Right.
it wasn't something that they quote unquote developed over time, much like you're talking about when it comes to AI and stuff. It was actually a piece of code that maybe wasn't fully connected or fully
Okay, I can
realized.
buy
yet.
them using the ISO excuse, but then you got to bring
That's what
Cora
I
back.
thought.
You got to
That's
bring
what I
Cora
thought.
and Sam back.
Absolutely, I think you have to bring Cora and Sam back.
However,
I'm
but-
shocked
but-
they went in this, but I'm okay with that still
Right.
too.
But
'cause
I would
feel
not
like this movie
compare
is-
all these technological improvements that people have pushed back on. And in fact, CG is a perfect example because, you know, how many times do people say, oh, this movie sucks because it's got too much CG? And it's like, really?
They'll move into a quantum computer,
Yeah.
Stanley said.
But
That's totally it. Oh my God, that's great.
you know what's
Lord,
funny
Lord,
is that most of the time when
Sorry, is this movie coming out is based off the most recent video where Tron became evil? I think it was from Tron. No, it's the most recent movie. This is the most recent movie we just talked about. The most recent movie being Tron Ares that's in theaters right now.
Yeah,
So,
we're talking about
Ares.
Tron Ares specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't connect up to Legacy much. It connects to the original very well.
Yeah, it connects to the original Tron really well, but almost nothing to Legacy except for
What's
couple of
funny,
throwaway lines.
it does the opposite of what Legacy did. Legacy it connected very little to the original, other than the characters and the terminology and the verbiage and what it was.
Right.
It didn't do. It moved into its own place. This does the opposite. This is like breaking its back to
Right.
connect to the original, but it works. For me, it worked anyway.
So yes, but here the thing about the pushbacks, comparing that to AI, I think that AI is one of the most horribly misunderstood concepts in the zeitgeist right now,
I
because
feel like you're saying this because Laura's here.
no, well I'm
Are
responding.
you trying to pick a sidebar fight with Laura?
No, but this
Okay,
is just
all
something that bugs me, is because people think, and I know we've talked about this before, that like AI is actually intelligent, which it's not, or that AI is something new, which it's not. Because technically speaking, and this is something like if you've ever done any kind of animation work, I don't care how simplistic it is,
Yes.
but any kind of digital animation, what you normally would do in every animation software is, let's say you make a ball bounce. You select the ball's position, and then you scoot forward about 20 frames, and you move the ball's position down here. Then you scoot forward another 20 frames and move the ball's position over here. And then the computer calculates the frame position in between. Yeah, shut up.
This right here.
Um,
No, he's always been a songwriter. It made him a song
I'll
producer.
get into
It
the.
made
I'll
him
talk
able
about
to
the
actually
songwriting thing in a
produce
minute too. But okay, so you enter in the starting position, the finish position, and the computer interpolates everything else. And guess what? That's AI. And animators have been using that since After Effects came out, and actually before that. And After Effects, by the way, been out for a long time. You know, so. You know, I don't even. When did the first version of After Effects come out? I don't even know.
That was, I believe, it was 1990 something.
Yeah, but yeah. So we're talking 25.
When I
30
started,
years.
when I started in advertising in 2006, they had just bought all After Effects licenses and switched from Final Cut.
Right. But yeah, anything that's capable of digital animation has had AI. There's, you know,
Well, the correction. It's had what we now understand to be AI, because basically we've had, like, no offense, Photoshop and After Effects people have been using some form of generative something for a long time.
right. It's just
We've
gotten
had
more
that concept.
sophisticated.
Correct.
Now, where I have a problem with the use of AI, if you're going to use AI in film to do animation or to do visual effects or whatever,
effects, right?
I have no problem whatsoever.
Right.
Where I have a
Essentially
problem is when
creating
you use
the
it
volume,
to,
like the volume, like being able to replace your
Right,
background,
right,
or whatever.
yeah,
Using
balancing
it as
sound
an
levels.
actual integral tool, not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go on.
But it's when you use AI as a part of the actual creative process. When you say, hey, ChatGPT, write me a script about people trapped in a computer. and or something like that, right? That's where because there you're going to get the reason that people will say, well, it sounds like it was written by ChatGPT, because all ChatGPT is doing is taking snippets from other things and
All
slapping it
right,
together.
Godson, I need you to know something. I love you. I really do, because I absolutely have to pee. And you may have just uncovered my tell. I don't know if that's real or not, but I feel like I have to get, because sometimes he throws crazy stuff out there, and I'm like, this one's real. He's right. I went like this, and he goes, Mr. Noah has to go bathroom because he sinks, and he's absolutely right. I have to pee right
Actually,
now. So
that's what he's doing when he's actually going to the bathroom on screen.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
You guys just don't know. This is actually in my bathroom. We just chose to set it up this way, so
you're literally sitting on the toilet and.
Sorry, I just every now and again I'll
be like Tony Stark, how do you pee in the suit? Just like that. So
here we go. So not fighting you, I'll just take your opinion. But when I use AI to refine my scripts, take what I have and help me update it, you think that's bad? I won't pick a fight. I'm just curious. First off, I do not think it's bad. He may. I don't. I actually do the same thing these days. Right after I got out of the movie today, I recorded a good 5-10 minutes of me just rambling. I'm then going to transcribe that, put it in, and say, make this a coherent bulleted list for my prompter, so that I can have bulleted subjects, but put it in order, make it less ADHD, which is what I have. And it does a wonderful job doing that.
Right. If
he's doing the pee dance. I'm like, that's what I'm like. Yeah, guys. Yeah, totally. You start doing what it is.
I would say so to what you're saying as far as what Laura was asking.
Yeah.
If you're using it in the same way, for example, you would use any of these new editors that you have where you write an email and it helps correct your punctuation or your sentence structure and stuff like that. No, I'm fine with that. Because that core idea is still coming from you. And so, are you okay? Are you peeing right now? You're like,
no, I'm fine. You guys are too much.
And so for that kind of thing, I'm totally down as long as all the core stuff is coming from you. Where I have a problem is, like I said, if you just say, "Hey, ChatGPT, write me a script." Hey, write me a.
Okay, well, first off, you said, okay. As somebody who does, I do frequent some AI stuff on a regular basis. I work for an ad agency. I'm making B-roll now at this point for us half the time, and that helps. And that's one good thing it helps with. So when you do automotive advertising, the manufacturers their model year started already. So we're advertising the 2026s now. We won't get running footage for those cars until February of next year. But they did come out with all the glamour and beauty shots that they could give us.
Right.
In the past, you would just have to cut those out, put them on screen in a vignette of some sort with moving background. Now, I've taken every single one of those and I've animated them. It's only for 3 seconds or so, but that's all you need to be used as B-roll. And that's, to me, that's the benefit of AI to me, is that it's helped me be able to take leaps in my own performance as a producer.
And the way you can always spot a Mr. Know-It-All commercial, by the way, is the cars will have 5 wheels.
I hate him.
But
did we stop teaching grammar in school? I thought we kind of already did.
That's why Grammarly is invented,
Yeah, I was going to say, have we? Yeah. Let's just be real, okay?
Yeah, that's what they do. Like in 3rd grade, they now go, okay, kids, go to Grammarly.
Godson, yeah, Sora 2 is unreal. Sora 2, I feel like is a big can of worms, because you can set yourself up as a cameo. So that means I could go. I haven't done this and I won't, but I could go into Sora. I could say I want to set myself up as a cameo. Other people can use me in their stuff, and now people can use you. They've done that with a ton of actual people, actors and actresses and stuff like that, who've given them permission. So there's a lot of people doing that kind of stuff already. Hey, send our boy the link.
Oh, is he home?
Yeah, it's not too late. Have him send the link.
So, well, you could have done it.
Oh, that's right. I totally could have. Why didn't I think about that? Sorry about that. I apologize.
Because you're just trying.
Hey, so it's toward the end of the evening, but we're still gonna get him. And let's not jump the gun. Let's hang out with him for a bit. I know last week we were like, we're out. That's our normal. And by the way, I watched the sub comments afterwards. People they drag us for that. I don't know if you noticed. They're like, oh, there's Salty. He's getting twitchy. That's it. I knew the minute they started talking about
check your email.
He goes, I knew the minute he started talking about this, and this, that they were going to turn it off.
So yeah, so if you're using AI to clean up your project, it's still your project. It's when you use AI to create a project. When
I
that's
agree. I agree.
you know
Well, and the truth is, I don't know that people can do that. People talk nonsense, and it, we're so
well,
far
it can
away.
do it. It just does it the generic is the perfect term for it because what AI does is it just, and I hate calling it AI, but it's what we call it nowadays. All the algorithms do is they pull from all their source material and say, oh, you want a sci-fi story? Well, let's see. Let's compare Star Wars and Star Trek and 2001: A Space Odyssey and Battle Beyond the Stars and all that. Okay, and we'll slam it all together, and here we go. And it basically just takes little elements of different things, throws it together, and you think, wow, it's so real and cool and new. And it's really literally just an amalgamation of stuff that's come before. And that's
Agreed.
and that's why AI generated content always comes across as so generic. Because it is at its core, it's absolute generic, drivel. But
Folderol.
yeah, but if you write a story, about a superhero trio of some obviously
Ready?
distinguished
Ready.
elderly gentlemen. Well, I don't
Ready?
know that picture there.
Relax.
What is that? Oh, is that one of those AI generated things?
Cole Smith, King. Rogers got real. Listen to this place, King. That's Mr. Rogers walking to the ring, and he's got Marilyn Monroe on his arm. I never thought I'd see this on Monday Night Raw.
Mr. Rogers, neighbor, it's a beautiful day to paint this canvas with your blood.
Of you walk in here with your happy little clouds, like the ring is some canvas for you to paint on. But
Their
this,
voice is wrong on
This
this
is
one.
my neighborhood, and in my
This
neighborhood,
is my
people learn to respect
neighborhood.
the hard way. Ross offering the handshake. Oh my! Low blow. Come on, not Mr.
like that.
Rogers with a cheap shot,
The
and the
fact that
crowd
this-
let
by the
him
way,
hear it. Booze, they're
this is
raining down
100%
on him,
generated
writhing
by
in
AI.
pain. Ross is perched.
There's
Moving. Five-star he got all of it. Cover. 1, 2. Oh, Mr. Rogers kicked out.
believe it, the man in the corner
Get
can
just
just survive
survive
the
the
splash.
losing its both men
we're
perched
gonna
all the
get
way up there. What the?
copyright hit.
Bob Ross hooking him. Oh no, this
No,
can't
it's
end well.
AI.
Avalanche
Somebody
powerbomb off
owns
the
it.
ladder. The canvas just shook. Mr.
Nobody
Rogers
owns
may
it,
be
it's
out
AI.
cold. Bob Ross sitting tall. Ross on the top rope. What's he got in mind? Moonsault. Picture perfect. He got all of it. One. Oh my! Kick out at one. Are you kidding me?
What
The
was
neighborhood
that?
just won't stay down. Ross is all the way at the top of that.
What happened to
What's he
Rogers'
thinking?
hair
This is a
there?
30-foot drop. Don't do it, Bob. Oh my God! Swanton bomb straight from the heavens. Rogers at the table. Cover it. Bob Ross is going for it all. 450 splash. He nailed it. No, Rogers kicked out. He kicked out. The crowd can't believe it. This Rogers.
Yeah,
You
so
should have
that's
waited
the,
until you should have waited till Danny came on before.
Oh,
you...
he's seen it. I sent it to him. He's seen it.
Okay.
He's seen it. I sent that to him immediately. Yeah, man. No, it's one of those things where when I look at here's to what you're talking about. And then Lord did respond. So you might want to check his responses, and you can respond to it in a little bit. The thing I've noticed the most is it's getting more and more where, like Sora, you just tell it, give me an old lady telling a bad joke. It chooses the old lady house that looks like an old lady place. It has the voice sounds amazing. It sounds way better than Google VO3. And immediately, so now next thing, here's the part I always get to on this show, especially. We are so close to just being able to, oh, you want a different Star Trek based on the original show? Here you go. Tell us the episodes you want to see. And boom, here's your characters. And I'm not even getting into the legalities of all that stuff. What I'm talking about is just because obviously you'd have to have all those agreements and stuff in place.
Yeah.
I believe you have to. But my point is, we're getting very close to on-demand entertainment. That's what AI is. AI has just shifted us. People are like, it's AI slop. It's everyone's imagination. By that, listen. But listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish my thought before you go. I think I know where you're going to go, and I want to hear it. Everyone's getting it out. What we're seeing, the reason why did TikTok do so well? Because it was random, it was entertaining, it was whatever. Now we're seeing people who were raised in that randomness sort of whatever generation are doing like what I just showed you. And the thing is, that took no effort 2 months ago, that would have taken just the video you saw just now would have taken me probably 3 days and 4 or 5 different tools. That was all Sora. And you just tell it, I want this, and and then it says, do you want to continue this? Do you want to do a new cut? Do you want to do a new perspective? Whatever. And then you can take a thing to Higgsfield and grab a new camera angle from the same exact type of thing. And it's becoming where you can generate so many things so much. Yes, people enjoy. Stanley's asking, and people enjoy watching that. Yeah. And he asked the next question: can you just feed it a finished screenplay? That's not as far as I know today, but I know for a fact both Legendary, I believe Legendary, and one other studio are working on precisely that. Their whole angle is they want to be able to they want to offer alternate endings to some of their classic movies, or some of the movies they own. They want to be able to do in a different style, or a different oh, you want to see this as an animated feature like classic Japanese animation? Cool, it's the same movie, like Star Wars anime. They want to be able to.
Who's here from the set of THX 1138?
I was going to actually say the Matrix.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
So, Danny, what do you think of Tron?
I haven't seen it yet. I might take the special lady friend to see it tonight.
So give us your unseen. Hold on, give us your unseen review. So what did you think? You just got to
make me believe it. Make me believe it. Matter of fact, here, hang on. Go ahead, sir. You have the stage.
It's just a bunch of woke garbage with some lady boss BS, and they totally ignore the second movie. So
Well, somebody's been watching Critical Drinker.
I was gonna say.
I heard you guys talk. I'm using my phone earbuds because I'm at work. Does it sound good? So no, the only review for it I saw. He's a guy I've been watching for probably maybe a decade. I might be exaggerating. Jeremy Johns, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Love Jeremy Johns.
Yeah, I do too. He was not he didn't shit on it, but he didn't like it either. He didn't seem to be a fan of it. So
that's been, like I said, the critics in general, I think they've been poo-pooing the lack of in-depth grand storytelling or something, but it's a story about sentient programs crossing into reality. Sorry.
As an action movie, it paid the bill.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers and I am excited to see it. I'm actually, though, believe it or not, more excited to read this book. I just got it today.
What? I heard that. I heard that book's awesome, actually. By the way, this is not a paid promotion. This is legit.
Yeah, so until we get some money, don't show the book.
Whatever. Until Charlie Sheen's on the show, you can show the book all you want.
Right. But so I'm looking forward to. I actually approached Salty. Last time I was the time before last I was in rehab, because when I was there, I read Kadish's first book in his Earthman Jack series. Remember that? And I was like, hey, we should read the book. Nobody's reviewing books. And he's like, I'm not reading that. It is like this thick. It's like really, really Kadish's. And it's a 5-part book series, and they're all that thick. But the first book was really, really good. I laughed out loud. I cried at some parts.
But you do that when you comb your hair.
No. Maybe I found that I have found that since I have been sober, I cry less.
Really?
So,
but Dan,
I'm not crying.
I am 4.5. I'm 4 months and 15 days sober today.
And that is awesome. But and I want to say this, Danny.
I'm dead serious.
I missed having you here. Yeah, I missed having you here. And just between you and me, I have been and always shall be your friend.
Your friend.
There it is.
No.
See, you're choking up.
I know what he's doing. And I don't appreciate it.
So,
all right.
Still a
I mean,
wuss.
that's always going to get. That's always going to get me. That
I love
scene
that.
will.
I love that so much, bro.
No, it's not even a joke. If I ever need to cry
I
for
still
something,
love that so much.
I pop that clip
Like
on.
as an actor, that's the one you go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's your. I have to feel something. Let's go. That's awesome.
yes, it really is, man.
That's good stuff.
I did
Hold
see.
on, Bradley Briggs. Bradley Briggs.
He's crying. Yep.
Just tears, man. Just tears. Just crying.
I see. So, did you talk about Peacemaker? I wanted to actually talk to you
Oh
about that.
yes. Yeah. Hang on. All right, let's talk Peacemaker. So let's stick him.
So
Down
I,
below.
I haven't seen. I don't know if you reviewed the finale yet or not. I
Why
haven't
do I feel like
seen.
he's gonna cut us off any second? I'm
I
telling you.
really hope he does. Actually, Salty will probably like what I have to say.
Oh, you
Uh,
hated it?
No, I loved this season. I
Here,
loved the season.
hang on one second. Hang on one second. There we go. Now we can. This is better for us to have. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What were you
Yeah,
saying?
I I really enjoyed the season, but the last episode was terrible. It was terrible,
So
in
I
my
didn't have. So
opinion.
here's okay. Why didn't you like it? Walk me through it. Why didn't you like it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna.
I'll say exactly. It felt superfluous. It felt like a long music video. It felt unnecessary. It was boring. It was overly long. It did not do. You could have done a super cut and not lost really anything of import, and it'd been about 26 minutes long, maybe. It was just like there was two scenes where it was like James Gunn just really wanted to shoot a music video for two of his favorite bands that really just was. I can't think of another word for it than superfluous. It was just extra. It was stupid. It was just it didn't serve the story. You didn't need an
So here's
entire
so
4 minute music
here's
video.
my retort. My retort is it was the story, and by that I mean we've established very clearly in the first season, and everyone's gonna be like, "But it's gunnisms." Okay, first off, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. Get on my face. His gunnisms have brought this the idea that music is very much a pivotal part of this particular character. So much so, it is the groundwork and foundation by which this group found themselves being a friend group. They became the 11th Street Kids, was named after the Hanoi Rock song of the same name,
Yes.
11th Street Kids. So now you fast forward and you find out this big major pivotal event that we all thought, I was like, did they bang on a boat? No, they didn't. Which sounds like I was about to start a Dr. Seuss rhyme that was very awkward. Anyway, but what happens is, no, they literally.
Did they bang on a boat? Did they bang?
Yeah, exactly.
How they float?
For real. Can she really deep? I mean, never mind. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
so the
Did
but they
Mr.
did
Know It
not-
All take a peek?
I'm glad I'm the only one here at the office right now. That's
no,
hilarious.
you're good. You're good. Oh, I love it. So they no, but they established that this was an event that they went to, and it makes sense. And yes, is it contrived because he wanted to show the two bands he loves? Absolutely. I won't take
No,
that away
weren't
from him.
they? They were two different. You're talking about on the boat. That was
Yeah,
a different.
it was
there were-
what's it? Not sex bombs. It was what do you call it? Foxy
Whoever
Shazam,
does it.
Foxy Shazam and Nelson. The episode was called Full
Yeah,
Nelson.
yeah, but I don't like.
One's a glam rock band and the other one is a sleaze something or other band.
Yeah, I don't know. For as much, I did enjoy this season quite a bit, and I just felt like I don't know. We get promised this nice big finale. It's supposed to set up the next Superman movie, and it was just bull. I don't know. Man. I was very let down, and maybe it's because
Okay, so
they raised my expectations up. So yes, Stanley, it was Gunn being self-indulgent. That's
hold
what I
on.
felt.
But here's my problem with that. So what? Because here's my question. Like I always go to, what's the alternative? And this is not me being crappy. I'm not trying to be like, well, where'd you, Danny? I mean, literally, okay, if it's him being self-indulgent, what would
I told you what I do. I would have quick and tight, man. If you're not going to give me something juicy, tell that story in 30 minutes, which could have easily been done. There was a lot of fluff. Now, I will say it had some great acting in it. There were two scenes in particular I loved. Um, So in a previous episode, John Cena did some of the best acting of his life,
Oh,
probably
absolutely.
the best acting of his life.
Hands down. Agree.
But this, what I did like about this episode was there was a scene between, um, what is her name? Adebayos. I always get it wrong. Is that right? Did I say that
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Adebayos. And
No, no,
her
you're gonna add it.
fiance or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
That scene was really, really good. And then another scene with the same actress with John Cena at the end where she's crying, like that was really good. Like that girl is a really, I looked at her and I forgot she was fat. She was so good. It was a beautiful.
Danielle, she's not.
It was a
She's
joke.
lost
It was a
weight.
joke.
She's
It was
lost
a
a ton
joke.
of weight. Danielle Brooks, she's
As
amazing.
as a fat guy, I was just trying to make a cheap fat.
Well, I'm
joke.
just saying,
Get some
if you
cheap
weighed
food.
2 tons and now you weigh 1 ton, you've lost a
Yeah, but you're a
ton of
white
weight, but
guy.
you're still
You're a
fat.
white guy making fun of a fat black chick. Now you're racist. No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so you were talking about the I found the actual Dr. Seuss book there. It's Ooh, the People You'll Do.
I hate you so much. Go ahead.
And yes, that's AI for you folks, because I made that on Grok while we were talking. Okay, so
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, my dentist has an AI generated book of dentist car. He didn't make it. He found it online and bought it. And I showed my wife and I went, "Look at this nonsense. I could make this bull crap. I could do you want dentist themed stuff? I'll get you every dentist themed everything." You know, I'm like,
You know what's
"What do you want from me?"
crazy? I want to show you guys. So, if you had to guess, let me pull the prices back. Part of my job. It sounds like
Hold on. What everything just
Yeah.
felt phony, Stanley? Really? Wait, what are you talking about? Hold on. It was just this flag trying to get revenge. They barely set up the friendship. What friendship? Like her
What is he
friendship
talking
with the
about?
flag? I assume you're talking about friendship
No,
with the flag. Stan, use complete sentences. I love
Yeah,
hearing
man.
you talk. I love talking with you, but we don't know what the hell you're saying. By the way, are you still looking at this book?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get rid of this book now.
yeah. Get rid of this book.
Yeah, salty.
While we wait for Stan to complete, or to formulate a complete sentence, you're in the ad industry. I'm kind of curious, and I'm running all the marketing and advertising here, right? But I'm
Sure.
also doing. They gave me they've changed my title, so now I'm doing other things. But one of the things I've been charged with is they want in the conference room.
Whoa. Should we be talking about what you were charged with?
You know what I mean. Uh,
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Go ahead.
they want two uh, posters, for lack of a better, not posters.
The pacemaker
They want.
out of bio friendship.
Dude,
Are
are
you
you kidding me? Have
That's
you not watched? Have you not watched season one? My God, man.
that was one of
Yeah.
the best friends to do. It went, oh my god! I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I cried. My wife is like, "Are you getting emotional?" I'm like, "No."
Dude, are you talking about
ugly
that scene with
crying.
Tina?
She's ugly crying. Okay, in the
That
hotel.
was
I was just like
no,
Danielle
that was
Brooks.
a great. She
I'm like,
crushed it. She deserves.
this is why she got nominated for an Oscar, and she put
I
all
mean,
that power in this show.
she should be nominated for what are they Emmys for
Yeah. I mean,
Peacemaker?
yeah.
She should get some kind of TV Critic Award or People's Choice.
And
That
hold
was
on.
she was
Hold on.
great.
What the hardcore relationship forced? She tells him off the whole season practically.
I feel like Stan's just trolling.
Dude, he's been doing that all night, by the way. He has been doing that all night to
He's
us.
been doing that for years,
Oh,
man.
my.
I'm sure he was doing it
I
for
love
a
Stan, by
year
the way.
as
I love
well.
you, Stan.
So here's some breaking news, though.
Okay.
Don't know if you're aware of this, but apparently, Mr. Know-It-All was in an adult film.
I hate you so much. Hang on, get over here.
It's sexy, brother. Look,
Why do I look like a heavy set Tyler Perry in this picture? I don't know what's going on. That's awesome. Know it all drills down. This is why you were so quietly letting us just ramble. Like
Yes.
we're just talking.
well, no,
By the way,
I did have a. Where are you up there? I did have a question for you, though.
What's that, brother?
And it may. So they want two 6 foot wide by 2 foot tall, um, pictures for the conference room of Vegas. One old Vegas, one new Vegas,
Ooh, that
and they
sounds
want
fun.
them on like yeah, and they want them on like aluminum or something like that, something nice that comes out from the wall a little bit.
Sure.
So these, so just to kind of, you can't really see them, but you get the
I can see
idea.
'em.
Like this is okay.
Yeah, I love that.
So old Vegas, new Vegas, they'll be side by side on one wall, and then the opposite wall will have our logo 12 feet wide with the slogan underneath of it, in the same type of individual uh, aluminum letters that come off the wall like
Yeah.
3D effect.
Yeah.
Um, but just for these two things here, I'm just curious. What do you think now? Let's say you're pricing this out for your advertising office or wherever you
How
work,
big? How big again?
and they're two. Well, they're the same price. So just for one,
Yeah, I know.
6 feet, 6 feet wide, 2 feet tall, digital print on aluminum. What do you think one of these runs?
I did
Best price I
something.
could find.
I found something that was plastic. It was as in like this,
Mhm.
that raised plastic, and you illuminate it from the back. That's the closest thing
Yeah,
I can say that I've ever experienced myself, and it was that same size. No, it was 8 feet wide. It was 8 feet wide, but it was still the 2 feet tall, and it was. And I
yeah.
want to say it was almost $600, but it
See,
was like weatherproof and all kinds of nonsense and all that crap.
that sounds really nice and nicer than. No, this is freaking $800 each
I mean, it's
out
aluminum
here.
too. I guess I kind of see it, but I'm like,
I
whatever.
don't know. I think that's high. I honestly
Stanley
do.
says.
But anyway,
Stanley says Danny is going to save Vegas. Vegas needs
no,
saving.
no. Vegas needs to burn to the effing ground. Is what it needs.
There you go. All of our
It's
Vegas
not a
audience,
big that needs to
our
be
Vegas audience
fixed.
is gonna leave us. What are you doing, man? We have a
Oh
Vegas
yeah, no,
audience, I
they're.
guess. Whatever. Ever since Danny showed up, we jumped up by 10 viewers. So somebody's
Yeah, I don't
following
know
him.
what's going on there.
Whatever. The man brings his own cachet. He walks in the
I
room.
did.
People show up. Danny.
But
Oh!
now, hey, did you see Darren's in the chat?
The women are like, Danny.
Darren blocked me on social, or I mean, I only do
No,
Twitter,
but
and he
but
blocked
hey,
me.
I don't know if you guys know this. Now, Darren's written a couple of books, and you can find them on Amazon. But I didn't realize there's a third book to his collection. I
Oh
found
Lord,
the
here it
cover
is.
for it
Here it
right here.
is. Here it is. Ah, Lord. You're going to hell. Some flats. Darren. Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I didn't know you were in advertising, dude. We'll have to talk off camera.
Oh, dude, I'm totally down. I love that. I love hanging out with you, man. I would love to. Seriously.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm telling you, what we need to become friends just because I know everybody. There's rumors to everybody that somehow like I got you out or something, or I've heard all the things. You're like, dude,
No,
Creep was like, see, they were doing so bad, they had to finally bring Danny back, and I'm like, what drama are you watching? I want to watch that show.
no. Here's what happened, guys, and this is and you can clip this and
Darren
make it
attests,
short.
he did not block Danny. He was blocked by Danny.
I didn't block you, brother.
He
I'll check
says,
myself.
Danny says,
You know what? Yeah, I might have done it when I was drunk. Did we get in a fight or something when I was drunk? Like alcohol is like the worst drug. It really is. So
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
well, I mean, I did way worse stuff on alcohol than I ever did on cocaine. I'll tell you that. But I haven't done cocaine in a very, very,
This is
very
not
long
that show,
time.
okay? We
Yeah.
do not
No, Darren,
monetize.
Danny, the only thing you're missing right now is the straight jacket.
Oh my god!
because
He's like,
I love this show.
look,
Such a good show.
I'm in an office, so
Sure you are.
office.
I just haven't put anything on my walls yet. I've just been too
For
busy.
some reason, he can only talk for 15 minutes at a time.
The doctors say it's an office.
Check this out. This is pretty cool. I have one of these fancy desks that it's raising right now.
I used to,
You know
but
what?
I broke it.
Say, hey, Danny. So do I.
No. Well, I like it because so I can stand up because I'll be here, getting into, especially if I'm designing. So like I did a step and repeat yesterday, designing those, and
You know what I dig most?
It's nice to be able to stand. It's nice to be able to stand up while I'm
You know
working.
what I dig most
But
about
what I
having
was
Danny?
going to say. What's that?
Honestly, what I dig most about having Danny back, he treats it like we're just on a group chat call. Like it's like there's no audience over here. There's nobody watching or paying attention to us. No, he's just like,
Yeah, well, that's what people like. They like it real. It satiates that
Laura
voyeuristic.
says meth is the worst destroyer of lives. K2 makes people psycho. Laura with the safety PSA. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no, killed my cousin, so I would agree with you. It's terrible
There you
stuff.
go. Is it just me?
But
What is it
alcohol.
is it a prerequisite to have glasses to be in this club? I just want to know.
Glasses and facial hair.
Clearly.
Yeah, right.
Can we
So-
talk about the facial hair revolution that's happening in America right now?
Is there one? I remember there was a big.
I don't know who this is, but yes, I'm down. Mr. No, DM viewing. Yes,
So that goes back. This is the part I was saying you could clip out as a short.
Yes, please.
This is what happened for all the haters or naysayers or whatever out there who want to start drama. I was on Criticless, which I need to participate in more.
Yeah, me too.
And I came. That's how I came across you. Was on Criticless, and I loved. I don't. I wish I remembered what video it was, but you put a video with your review, and I watched the video, and then I hopped over to your YouTube channel, watched a ton of your stuff, loved, just like, no homo, fell in love with you, liked your personality, liked your takes on things, like your production value, like the quality of the work that you did. And I reached out to you, just like I don't you remember, like I
do remember out of the blue. You were like, "Hey, by the way."
Yeah, and invited you on, and wanted you to, because we had just lost Jason, who I love, and
May he rest in
was
peace.
feeling. No, he's still alive.
I know. The way you said we lost, and I was like, that sounds so ominous. The way you said
He
it.
had just like me, he had life kind of came up, and he had to take care of some personal stuff, and I was a better friend, I'd know how that's going right now, but I honestly don't know the updates.
You want to know the hardest thing about having to sit in this chair for you has been?
What's that?
Having to keep Salty from putting the muzzle of anything in his mouth. Because anytime I have work and I do busy things and I drop off the planet sometimes, and I'll just text him out of the blue. I was like, sorry, I can't make the show tonight. And so he was constantly like, I don't know what's going on, man. I said, dude, we're not breaking up. Calm down. No, other people have left you. Other people have ditched. It's okay. I'm not going nowhere, bro. You're good.
Well, I'm like, I'm like herpes. I go away for a little bit, but you can always, it's guaranteed I'm coming back at some point. It's
by the way, and you should feel, and I will keep him under control because I already told him, I was like, yo, man, you got to be nice from now on. Because I remember he used to be. I've watched some of the replays when I was.
I deserved it, man. I was.
I know, but still, there's times when I'm like, bro, boy's just being. He just. Come on, okay. I know he might look like a punching bag, but no, I'm kidding.
Well, you have to understand that if I didn't get on Danny hard, that he was going to go really crazy, and so I had to shut him down early.
Let me finish up my PSA. This won't be able to be as short anymore, but I asked you to join us, and it just so happened the timing was I set off a nuclear bomb in my life, and I needed to go to dude. In the time I've been gone, I spent 3 months in the nut house at one point, so I needed a lot of help, and I needed to do a lot of work on myself, and now. On the other side of that, Jesus, man, this job is life changing. Now I know I work a lot of hours, but it won't always be that way. We're in the we're in the open.
Sorry,
I do. And here's the funny thing:
I think Danny owes us some stuff.
I was setting up my home office, and I came across whoever it is, and I know it's not you, Stan, so don't lie and say it's you. But whoever it is, I do owe a prize pack to someone. I found it. It's already put together.
What is her name?
It was a dude. It's a dude.
What's her name? Bells something or other. Oh, what is it? Not is it Death Bells? No, something or whatever. She's a member of the audience. Whatever he's doing, he's cooking something up over there because he's very, very deep in thought. Hi, I don't know why did we just? Oh, there it is.
What is this?
Know it all, Mr. Commodity Eating Saiyan.
There's AI for you.
Web cartridge spreads rails to your web sling. Tools for a frictile fard suppose. I always wanted to
Can
know
you
a
guess
tool
what I
for
put
a,
in there?
what?
Well, try to figure it out from what it says there. The clues are there.
Erectile?
Yeah, you're on the right.
Rules for an erectile something.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He's so
Having
weird.
too much fun.
Yeah, we are. He
Yeah.
is definitely having too much fun. This guy over here.
Yeah, I haven't really dabbled with the AI that draws shit for you. Maybe you guys could give me some resources.
Oh, dude, really? I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
Yeah.
That's the most. So, as an artist, everyone. It's funny.
Mhm.
Everyone freaked out, and I'm like, bro, this is fun. So I actually trained my own on my art style. So I went and dug up all my old sketchbooks, all my old drawings, and I was like, do this because I am lazy, and somehow this is easier than this, which is total bullcrap, by the way. It's not, but in your own brain, because you're playing with a new toy, you're like, this has got to be so much easier. Only I'm sitting here going, I've written 3 pages just to prompt one thing, right? That's too much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
so I think this one makes it a little more clear for you.
I've been
there you
using
go.
it a lot.
New rules for treating your. Let me ask you a question. Why does your alien man have a hand coming out of the back of his?
Well, it's your book.
Right.
You tell me.
Oh, Darren coming in with the hot takes. Salty pretending to be clever and literate and sentient. It's the sentient part that I'm like, really? That's what we're doing?
What program do you use for AI art?
Oh my gosh. ChatGPT does some really good stuff. Google.
Really?
If you want to play,
I pay for ChatGPT. I didn't know it did art stuff. I just use it for work.
Yeah,
basically.
dude. Oh my god. Yeah. No, tell it draw me something and draw whatever. It'll do some neat stuff. Oh my gosh. Iterating mascots. So what I've done in the past is I've had it iterate mascots based on a person's face, and then I take those and I sit there and I'll go and on using my stylus.
Yeah, I used to call them fat tunes. I have tons of those in my portfolio. Have you seen them? I'll have to show
No,
them.
dude, that's awesome. I love it. Didn't you do your little caricatures back in the day?
Yeah, I called them fat tunes because it was Fat Beard Studios back when I was 400
I love
pounds.
those things. Yeah, those are dope. Those are cool.
Getting my way back up there, sadly.
No, right on. And the fact he's letting us keep going like this, he's just sitting there dallying away with his AI.
Now he's going to cut us off without any warning.
I will in a minute.
Everybody's like, he's going to do it any second. I feel like they're all taking chat. Are you guys just taking bets about when it's going to happen, when it's going to go down? I want to know. Let me know because I think the most important thing for us to do is talk about how this man right over here continues to not let you have your voice. And he just cuts you off. And I think that is wrong. Danny, what are your thoughts?
You see, you're expecting me to cut you off, aren't you?
I'm asking Danny.
I honestly thought he'd cut it off already.
No, see, the thing is, you have to 100% buy into the fact that he's not going to do it before he'll ever do it.
Hey, can I show you something? And she's not going to mind. I'm not doxing her. She and I have actually done some videos together.
I was going to say, is this something we should do?
No, my beautiful. It's a picture on my desk. My beautiful girlfriend and I, although it's weird calling a 51-year-old a girlfriend, we just hit 10 months. We just hit 10 months together. Nice. And this was on my birthday. My birthday was September 20th. And I
look at that. Dude, that hair. I love what you're doing with your hair these days.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, look at her hair. She's got like a Ray Don Chong thing going on. I don't know.
So you have a thing for Ray Don Chong now.
I was just gonna say, so that's my takeaway. Is that Danny has a thing for Ray Don?
Ask Danny what his thoughts are on Marina Sirtis.
What about her?
I'm not really a huge fan of hers. Are you kidding me? Counselor Troy?
Really?
Yeah, I'm more of a Dr. Crusher kind of guy. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
I loved her. Oh my god.
That's right. Yeah, tell us about Dr. Crusher. What do you think of her?
Oh, Darren, that's a great question, man. I would love to. Stacy's a school teacher, and the schedule's been that, and it was really she was so heartbroken that our first video that we both spent a lot of time on got taken down by YouTube, she kind of went into F it mode. And when I talked her into coming back,
Why did it get taken down?
it should not. I meticulously spent a ton of time making sure I didn't violate. Clips
You made the
were
clips.
under the amount of time.
Sure.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Whatever, dude. Hey, and we all need to talk about this. I have been watching Dr. Mike. I've been watching some other people who review different things in their specific fields, and they get away with it somehow.
Because
I'm
they're
just
big
saying.
channels.
Whatever, man.
I don't even
think there's a way-
monetize my channel. I've got like 412 followers,
Let's be
subscribers.
real. We got to be real about something here. Is that as much as we all appreciate being on this platform, YouTube will absolutely destroy anybody that talks bad about them or says anything or